Okay, now we're going to talk about why it's necessary to set up your rehearsal space so that the sound in the rehearsal space is going to be okay for you to listen. Because when you're inside a room, and you'll discover this when you're in a club or wherever you play, they all sound differently because of the way sound reacts in a reflection. Like sound is coming from my mouth, it's bouncing off that wall and coming back to me. And with a box or a room, you actually get a group of frequencies called standing waves that are louder than other waves. And they're in a mathematical relationship to the wavelength and the distance between the wall. So there'll be these group of waves, and you can actually look at a diagram of a wave, of a frequency thingy, and you'll see these frequencies will go up and down at certain mathematical intervals. It's actually a harmonic. We won't talk about that now. Anyway, so what's necessary is if you can set up your rehearsal room so that sound is sweet, then it's going to be fun to play in. It won't have these annoying sounds that have nothing to do really with music. And you'll have a sweet sound, and you'll be rocking. Woohoo! So what you need to do is, if you can, is eliminate bouncy walls. See, this office that I'm in here now has two reflective walls, and they're facing each other. So what sound does is bounces between these walls in a repeating cycle, and the more you add, the more boxy or roomy it's going to sound. So as a cheap way, what you do is you throw up blankets on at least one of these walls. And if you've got, carpet the floor, or you can even carpet the roof, or you can put mattresses up. Mattresses, there's a funny story about mattresses. But mattresses really work well too. So then you eliminate that bounce, and then you eliminate what you call as those standing waves. So you don't have to completely soundproof the place as far as inside goes, but to have something that breaks up these standing waves really helps you in getting a sweet sound, especially if you're attempting to rehearse a rock band, which tends to be fairly loud. Because, you don't want those standing waves. Okay? So what are we going to do? We're going to baffle at least one of the reflective walls by hanging a blanket, or if we can get hold of a mattress or something thick. The thicker and heavier density it is, the deeper the frequency range, I think, it will suck up. But this isn't a recording studio. Really, all you need is just to kind of dampen it down a bit for yourselves. Okay, so that's good. Okay, so now we're going to talk about setting up the physical rehearsal space with the people in the band. Okay, one thing that's really important is communication. So eye contact is essential. So what we're going to do is take our space and make sure we can all see each other. Instead of setting up like it was a mock stage, we're going to set ourselves up so we can see each other. And, for example, the band Fish, he set up his rehearsal space in his barn. He called it the farmhouse, and they actually ended up recording a whole album in there because the rehearsal was so great. Because they set themselves up so well that they were all facing each other and they really communicated. Because as we discover, communication is really, really essential to good art, because it's a band. It's not just one guy doing what he wants to do. It's about the harmony is going to occur on what you do together. For example, like Metallica, the real bones of their system is the communication between the singer guitarist and the drummer. That's where they hang their rhythm off those two guys, and the other two guys in the band play in sympathetic relationship with them. So without that communication between the drummer and the rhythm guitar player, they don't have this incredible groove. So I don't want to digress though. So we're going to set ourselves up so we can all see each other. Now that means you need to set up your sound reinforcement gear. If you're a guitar player, you need your guitar amp pointing facing you and not in the face of the drummer. And if you're the singer, you need the monitors so they're facing you, so that you get mostly you sound of you, and then a good spread of everyone else. Because getting the right sound in a rehearsal room is really, really essential. It'll make you change you from the difference between just a garage band into the next quantum leap of, oh, these guys are really incredible, they're working well together, because now we're working out our parts. That's another thing. If you're a guitar player and you're working out your different parts, really communicating with each other is essential. But I'm not digressing. Okay, so we're going to set ourselves up so we can see each other, so that each individual's amplifier is facing in a way that they can hear mostly themselves and a little bit of everyone else, and that's the way we'll do it for rehearsal. Okay.